Hello, beta. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another day in which we are going to practice DEPR Phase 1 MCQ questions, right? The question for today is a very tricky question, so try to read this question very well. It says, consider the following demand and supply functions. Beta, you are given here a quadratic demand function, right? And a linear supply function. Okay, and X represents the quantity, beta. है ना, ये क्वांटिटी में ही क्वाड्रेटिक है, ठीक है, एंड इट इज आस्किंग यू टू फाइंड द कंज्यूमर सरप्लस. नाउ हियर इज द इंटरेस्टिंग पार्ट. देखो, बिकॉज आई एम गिवन डिमांड फंक्शन और यहाँ पे एक्स क्वाड्रेटिक में आ रहा है, राइट, I will not plot inverse demand function. What I am going to go ahead and do, bache, in this case is that I am going to go ahead and I am going to take something like this. So, so what I am going to go ahead and do in this case now, let us try to go ahead and let us try to understand how this demand function will first of all look. So the demand function can go ahead and look something like this. ऐसा कुछ लगेगा 200 minus 0.5 x square. And the supply function, देखो supply function की अगर बात करते हैं, so when x is 0, my supply is 50, right? And when यहाँ पे x is 0, my demand is 200, right? So what I can do, I can take 200 here, and when x is 0, I can take 50 here, and I can just go ahead and take this as my supply function, linear supply function. ठीक है? And okay, so both of them are functions of x, right? So when I will go ahead and solve these two things, demand and supply, I'm going to go ahead and get an equilibrium here. यहाँ पे मेरा एक equilibrium आ जाएगा, right? So let me just find out this equilibrium then. So I will get 200 minus 0.5 x square is equal to 10x plus 50, right? And this will go ahead and this will mean that I will get 150 is equal to 10x plus 0.5 x square. 150 is equal to 10x plus 5 by 10 x square, right? So 150 is equal to 10x plus x square by 2. And I will get 300 is equal to 20x plus x square, right? So if I just go ahead and solve it for the value of x, I will get x square plus 20x minus 300 is equal to 0. X square plus 30x minus 10x minus, just completing the square, minus 300 is equal to 0. X plus 30 minus 10 x plus 30 equal to 0. X minus 10 x plus 30 equal to 0. So beta, I will get two values of x, 10 and minus 30, right? I will get 10 and minus 30, right? So of course, x cannot be negative. X is representing price here. I will take x as price. So if x is representing price here, then beta price cannot be negative. So I am going to go ahead and get the price as 10. अब मेरी बात बहुत ध्यान से सुनना, बहुत ध्यान से. यहाँ पर जब मैंने इसको प्लॉट किया, तो ये मैंने x यहां लिया है. आई सेड कि अच्छा, जब x 0 है तो सप्लाई इतना और डिमांड इतना. दैट मीन्स आई एम नॉट ड्रॉइंग इनवर्स डिमांड और इनवर्स सप्लाई फंक्शन. आई एम ड्रॉइंग डिमांड फंक्शन एंड सप्लाई फंक्शन. समझो थोड़ी बात को. x को मैंने x एक्सिस पे लिया है. आई हैव टेकन x ऑन द x एक्सिस. समझ रहे हो बात को? सो आई हैव गॉन अहेड एंड आई एम गेटिंग x एज 10. तो बच्चे ये रहा मेरा 10. And when I will put x as 10 ना, जब मैंने x को 10 रखा तो what will be my supply बेटा? 10 into 10 plus 50 माने I will get my supply as 150. So my supply will come out as 150. ये रहा supply बेटा. What is consumer surplus? Area below the demand curve above the price. ये consumer surplus होता है. Area below the demand curve above the price is consumer surplus. Now in this aspect, if I have to go ahead and I have to solve this thing, so things will make very less sense. You agree? Below the price, तो price तो ये होना चाहिए ना बेटा, right? It means that X must go ahead and X must represent the price. X must go ahead and X must represent the quantity. Right? And this dx, ये समझना बहुत जरूरी है एग्जाम में कि dx रिप्रेजेंट क्या करता है. This represents the price बेटा. समझ रहे हो बात को? It is very important to understand whether I am representing price or quantity, क्योंकि इन्होंने हमें price quantity दिया नहीं है. They have just written this. But x क्या है? Is x price or is x quantity? ये identify मैं कैसे करूं? This is important. तो I need to find area below the demand curve above the price. तो माने this needs to be the price for me. And if this is the price for me, तो x needs to represent the quantity for me. तो अब हम यहाँ पे ये बोल रहे हैं that when x is 0, तो demand price of the demand curve is 200, and when x is 0, price of the supply curve is 50. समझे? Now I need to find this area. Clear? So how can I go ahead and how can I find this area, beta? First of all, I can integrate the demand curve from 0 to 10. And then I can go ahead and subtract this area. So I will be left up with this area. Samjhe? So I will go ahead and integrate the demand curve. Demand curve will be 200 minus 0.5 x square. I will integrate the demand curve between 0 to 10 and I will subtract this area, matlab 1500. Length into breadth, 150 into 10, 1500. है ना? So what will I go ahead and what will I get here, beta? 200x minus 0.5 x cube by 3 from 0 to 10 minus 1500. Right? Just put x as 10, beta. You will get 2000 minus 0.5 by 3. 10 into 10 into 10 is 1000 minus 1500. So you will get 500 minus 1000 by 3 into 2, which is 6. So you will get 2000 by 6, right? Which is approximately 333.34. So this will be your consumer surplus. Okay. So the question is pretty tricky. पहला 2-3 minute you need to understand and analyze कि X represents the price या quantity. And ये इन दोनों को equate करके X निकल तो गया. But whether X represents the price or quantity, you need to be very certain with that. X is representing the quantity here only. X का equilibrium quantity आया है 10, equilibrium price आया है 150, and this is a quadratic demand curve. So I cannot apply area of triangle here. So I need to go ahead and do this approach. Right? Okay, beta. Thank you.